Shalom. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAKAKWADASH. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of the great Nusno, who well, and peace and salutations to all my fellow laborers of the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And we're in the time right now where if your faith isn't where it needs to be, if your faith hasn't been built, you're gonna fold under pressure. All right, when the time comes for adversity, you're gonna faint. And these years that we came into the knowledge of the truth to get this information to build up our faith, we were supposed to anticipate that afflictions, persecutions, and tribulation was going to come with that. Well, now we're getting ready to enter in to a time of trouble that there has never since been since the beginning of the world. Let's go to Matthew 24th chapter and the 21st verse. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right, and we're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. If you did not know, if you've been paying attention, if you've been watching, this devil's coming down with his fury. All right, he's trying to follow through with his new world order. He wants to have it accomplished. They summons up creepy, sleepy Joe, Crime Bill Joe, Jim Crow Joe, whatever you want to call him. All right, and his little sidekick. All right, they're gonna bring it, and that's why the elites chose them and brought them in and inaugurated them in, and this devil's wasting no time. So yes, tribulation is on our hands, and if you haven't been built up in the faith, this is going to crush you. All right, you're going to be overtaken. You're going to be overcome by the wicked one if you have not built up your faith. All right, the scriptures say that us overcoming is our faith. That's how we're going to get the victory over this beast. That you should trust that Yahweh Shem Yahawashi is going to preserve you. But you won't be preserved if you don't have faith and works to show forth. And a lot of men and even women over the years have proven to be faithless, because this is a perverse and faithless generation. A lot of people don't really believe. You got a lot of our people that doubt, that are wavering. You got certain men that are losing the spirit, they're losing the fire. And we're only just now beginning, man. Everything that we've been saying, starting with the elder apostles on down for these past decades, is now starting to happen. And the Lord told us that he would not prolong his word anymore. Let's go to Ezekiel real quick. Now we see that the Lord is faithful and true. Ezekiel 12 and 26, it says, again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, the day of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesieth of the times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord power. All right, and we're seeing these things manifest itself even as the Lord already prophesied these things. All right. And for a while, you know, we were scoffed at, you know, the elder apostles, the elders up under them, you know, they were scoffed at. They were called fear mongers. You know, it said that everything that we were saying was all based on conspiracy theories. Well, what do you say now? Is it still a conspiracy or is it a fact? You know, we were bringing out, starting with the elder apostles, how that you're going to have martial law, you're going to have troops out there on the street. People are going to be thrown in the concentration camps, the detention centers. And guess what? We're seeing the evidence of that manifest, that they're rolling out concentration camps, FEMA concentration camps, detention centers, quarantine centers. And guess what? We also are starting with the elder apostles. They've been bringing out about the guillotines, how the guillotine is going to be brought out. And in this lesson, I'm going to bring all this out. It's that time. This he's coming down with his great wrath because he knows that he had but a short time. Revelation 12 and 12. All right, this is a war, a final war against the righteous and those who have awoken to this man's wickedness. That's why it says in Psalms, the 37th chapter, the righteous, like the wicked, plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. It also says in Psalms 37 and 32, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. And that's why they're on the campaign to get you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans to comply with taking this potion that they got for you. That's going to either maim you, injure you, dehumanize you, really transhumanize you. That's what they really want to do, or just cut you off, sterilize you. You see, this is Esau, Edom, trying to cut you off from being a nation in hopes of the Lord basically changing his mind and choosing Esau again. So they're trying to forge the birthright through this diabolical new world order that they got set before us. So their eyes is upon the poor, which is you tribes. That's no longer a conspiracy, it's a fact. And we've been trying to warn you from day one. Let me get Ezekiel 33 and 33. And those of you that waste your time being entertained by this rather than warned and edified and prepared, hey, you're going to get what's coming to you, man. You get what you get, and we're not going to lift up a cry nor any prayers for you, man. All right? Is Ezekiel 33 and 31. And this is after all this time we've been given warning, or telling you to get yourself right, to repent, turn from your wicked, evil ways. Stop staying upon this serpent, the oppressor has been smiting you, that's been oppressing you, that's been lying to you for ages. And turn back to the Holy One, man. Your maker, the higher power, the Ancient of Days, the Holy One of Israel. Ezekiel 33 and 31, it says, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. And as for our people that's just been listening just to be entertained, you know, where it just sound good to you. You know, we piped unto you, but you wasn't dancing to the tune. You know, you were just bobbing your head. It says, for with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. You're going after your own lust. You're putting the will of the Heavenly Father on the back burner to pursue your own ulterior motives, your lust, all right, your aspirations. This world is getting ready to pass away. It says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, For they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. All right, and you're going to see that we were right all along. And it's not just because we're just right, it's because the Most High is true. Because the Lord is not a man that he should lie. It's impossible for him to lie. And he said that these evils will come upon the earth. And now this devil, all right, at his in his final moment, he's coming down with that wrath, man, with great evil. Now you're seeing him morph into that dragon, that old serpent, the devil, which is Satan. All right. So anyway, what I want to do is go into these clips and show you that, you know, Esau is gearing up worldwide to persecute and slaughter those who will not comply with his new world order. In other words, the beast is finally making it to where if you don't bow down to the image of the beast, you should be killed, you should be slain. All right. And he has a list. They've been watching, they've been gathering information. And now you see there's a war on disinformation. Any facts that you provide will be considered disinformation. And it's under the control of big tech. And they know who's posting the information. They know who's awoken. So their eyes are upon you. They're not finna pull any punches, man. If you providing the facts, if you coming out with information, if your beliefs don't align with the mainstream narrative or the status quo, you are considered a defector. All right, you're an insurgent. You are a radical extremist. Remember the Project Megiddo list. They had the Christians on there. They had these militias, or whether you're a pro-black militia, whether you're a white nationalist or a white supremacist group. And they also got the Black Hebrew Israelite by name. All right, he's in accuser mode. He's getting ready to show that he's the devil. So this ain't a game, man. This ain't a joke. This and y'all and y'all starting to see it. All right, that this ain't been no game, man. This ain't no freaking joke. This is real spit. No more game playing. So without further ado, this is the first clip I'm gonna play, and this is on Ruppli, and this is in Germany, a refugee reception facility to be converted into jail for CBD, the 1984 all right virus quarantine breakers. And this is in Germany, all right, and you're gonna further figure out that this has nothing to do with a public health crisis situation. This is all more so to do with people who are starting to wake up and find out that this is all just a part of a big agenda. And they finna start silencing people. They finna punish, persecute, afflict, torture. All right. If you're a so-called, what they call an anti-vaxxer, because you refuse to be an experiment, you know, for big pharma. If you're challenging, you know, the narrative of this whole thing, you know, this is what they got for you. They're gonna try to call you a spreader. They're gonna call you an extremist. All right, they already, use the term conspiracy theorists, and they're linking that to terrorism. They also link that to mental illness. They saying that if you a conspiracy theorist, you might be mentally ill and you're capable of committing a domestic terrorist act. You know, so this is what this is all about. Okay, but here's another one, and this is based in I believe Canada. All right. This is mining camps could be used for quarantine in Queensland, Canada. Let's listen real quick.
Queensland is considering using mining camps across the state to isolate returning international travellers. 10 News First's Amanda Hart joins us now from Brisbane. Amanda, the Premier also wants to put the proposal forward to National Cabinet.
Yeah, and that'll happen next Friday, Gil. Now, what the Premier has said this morning is that she wants to change the quarantine model. So she'd like to take returned travellers out of Brisbane CBD and potentially put them in unused mining camps across the state. It's an idea that's very similar to Howard Springs in the Northern Territory. Now, this is just an idea at this stage, so the Premier isn't giving us too much information like how many camps would be used or where they would be, but we can assume they are in central Queensland. What she will say is that these camps do have the ability, or rather will have the ability, to house staff such as cleaners. And she's also hinting that some of them might even be a bit nicer than some of the hotels that are currently being used.
For a start, some of these mining camps are 4-star. They are of a very good quality, high standard. I think with this new strain, we have to put all options on the table. And these are sensible, rational options. The Howard Springs works very well in the Northern Territory, and there's no reason why we couldn't do something similar here in Queensland, or if not, around the country.
Now, Gil, the Premier also said that there were 4 new cases of coronavirus, all in hotel quarantine, that were identified last night, but thankfully none of them are linked to the Hotel Grand Chancellor cluster.
Thanks very much, Amanda.
All right, so this is what they're doing up in Canada. All right, and their leader, Trudeau, that motherfucker, man, he can't wait for this to all be set in stone. All right, he's ready to usher in the new globalist agenda, the Great Reset. All right, and you saw, on the footage, man, them look like straight up Japanese quarantine, not quarantine, concentration camps, man, going back to the early 1940s. All right, this is what they're doing. Okay, all concentration camps, even the people see that. All right, all these FEMA camps getting rolled out everywhere, all over the world, because this is a global thing. Okay, it's what the devil is doing, and it's going to be major resistance. It's going to cause that sedition. Some people are going to be rising up, and it's going to be bloodshed. Okay, it tells you that in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, there's going to be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, but the course of their action shall stand in their power. You see? So it's going to get crazy, man. These are the days that the Lord spoke of concerning tribulation. Okay? There's going to be no other time like it. All right, so let's go from there. Let's go to China now.
An update on the country where the coronavirus first emerged. China is reporting its worst outbreak in 10 months. And just like what we saw around this time last year, buildings are going up at lightning speed to try to get control of this situation. Now, this is what a construction site in northern China looked like last Thursday, January 14th. Here it is, just 4 days later. It's a massive quarantine center that's expected to open soon. And once it's ready, it could hold some 3,000 people. Work is underway on the quarantine facility made up of prefabricated rooms to house a potential influx of COVID-19 patients as cases rise ahead of the busy Lunar New Year holiday rush next month. The site is going up in a hotspot, a city already under a virtual lockdown affecting millions. Nationwide Tuesday, China reporting more than 100 new cases for a seventh day in a row. That's the biggest jump since March. A Shanghai sports stadium has been converted into a vaccination site as China ramps up inoculations. And now Beijing, along with the World Health Organization, are facing new criticism for their coronavirus response.
The panel's report has noted areas where time to act took too long.
An independent review panel set up to investigate the global pandemic response shared their progress report Tuesday. They say that Chinese officials should have applied public health measures more forcefully in January to curb the initial COVID-19 outbreak. And they're criticizing the WHO for waiting too long to declare an international emergency. A WHO team is currently in Wuhan, the central Chinese city where the disease was first detected in late 2019, to investigate the origins of the pandemic that's killed more than 2 million people worldwide. Melissa Duggan,
All
City
propaganda,
News.
which is all propaganda, man.
A lot can happen.
So while they're trying to ramp up fear of this mysterious boogeyman that's, killing people, allegedly, bringing in all further draconian, totalitarian, tyrannical laws and statutes. All right, all to pretty much turn you into a slave with no rights and make you a terrorist if you go against the grain, to dehumanize you. That's what's going on. All right, and if your eyes are open, you can see what this devil is plotting to do. All right. So you see China, man. So these different countries, and of course, it's been a known thing here in the United States, for decades now, that you got concentration camps all over the country. Okay. And you already know why they're there. And you also got coffins that they had stored up for many years in secret locations, man. So now they finna start putting these things to use, and now they have their excuse. All right. So hey, this devil, he's making moves now, man. Revelation 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." And that's why he's going to do his full persecution upon the men of the Lord, upon those who's not subservient and in compliance, with his agenda. All right, and that's where we at. This dragon is going to persecute the woman once again. He's going to make war, with the seed of Israel. All right, he's going to show he's going to show wrath, man. That was that in the Apocrypha. Let me get that. Let me go to Sirach. I want to say it's in Sirach 25. Let me actually start a new tab. Let's go to Sirach 25. In verse 15. And it says, "There is no head above the head of a serpent." And we're dealing with a serpent, man. Okay? And he's showing you that he has a head, man. Because he's using all type of serpentine tricks to rail you people in, to his new world order, man. All right? He got all type of traps and nets and snares for you, and he's using various ways to lure you in. It says, "And there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy." Okay, and Esau, he's the enemy. All right, he's actually our #1 enemy. All right, so he's finna come with it. A lot of these concentration camps are gonna be filled with niggas worldwide, man. And of course, you know, because Esau doesn't care about his own, a lot of them are gonna be rebellious, resistant Edomites. They're gonna sacrifice a lot of them as well. So their world is ending before them. That's why this devil is mad at everybody, man. Okay. Oh, and also let me get this, since we talking about the devil, because what did John say would happen? What is this devil going to do? Revelation 2:10, it says, "Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried." So some of us brothers, you know, we might end up in some of those concentration camps. All right, or detention centers, or whatever you want to call it, internment camps. All right, that we're going to be tried, meaning what? Your faith. Okay, you're going to be in that moment. You're gonna have a moment of, you know, proving yourself. You know, showing if you really do have that knowledge and wisdom, which is your stability. All right, remembering like the comforting words that Yahushua gave to his disciples. "In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. And your patience possess ye your souls." You know, that's what it's gonna be. All right, it says, "You shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." You know, so hey, you might have to die, man, because we know that in those prisons, you know, people gonna be getting re-educated. You know, people gonna be getting interrogated about their religious beliefs, their belief system. And then you're gonna have those who they're just gonna say, "There's nothing we could do to convert them. We just gotta off with their heads." Well, hey, that's where, you know, some of the brothers are gonna have to be martyrs, because what also does the prophecy say? You're gonna have men. Revelation 20 and verse 4, and it says, "And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image." So you wasn't down with this whole new setup. You wasn't down with this system. All right. You didn't wander after the beast. You didn't look to the left horn or the right horn, the left wing or the right wing, for salvation, for comfort. Okay. Neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, all right, or in their hands. So you didn't take that chip that he's gonna force people to take. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. So John saw the men that were beheaded. You know, they went under the guillotine. So he saw those guillotines, man. So some brothers are going to be beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, man. Okay. Proving what? Prophecy to be true. Okay. He said he would cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Now, a lot of people were saying that concentration camps was a conspiracy theory, and also the guillotine is a conspiracy theory. Well, I got an article, and I also have a little short video that I'm gonna play, and then we can just close this thing out. All right. I'm telling you, man, this ain't no joke, man. It's all happening. Or that's why, hey, it was a spirit that the apostle Tahar coined as year of hasting. You know, because we're hasting for the return of our Lord, because we need deliverance, man. If the Lord don't come back and save us, we're done. We're finished, man. But we believe through faith and hope that he is going to come. And Lord willing, shit, he comes back yesterday, man. We pray that this be the year that the Lord returns and bring our enemies down and deliver us. So this is real raw news, and it says Biden brings back guillotines. Now, mind you, his boy Barack Obama, all right, under his administration, there was all kind of reports of him bringing in the guillotines. Okay, and this was and Sleepy Joe, he was vice president up under that administration. All right, they was all about police state interrogation, enhanced interrogation techniques. You know, from the CIA. You know, they was funding all those different rebel terrorist groups. You know, all throughout the Midwest, and had those rebels beheading people. That's what they do. Okay, they did it back in ancient Rome as well. So they bringing it back. Biden brings back the guillotines. Okay, and this was published yesterday, January 21st. It says only hours before Chief Justice John Roberts was swore Biden into office, the soon-to-be president told staff he plans to rejuvenate the death by guillotine program, which his ex-boss Barack Hussein Obama pioneered in 2009. In May of that year, Obama, Biden, and former FEMA director Craig Fugate, a nefarious trio, if there ever was one, commissioned Sommer 49, a French mechanical engineering firm, to build 2,000 guillotines and ostensibly to behead patriots and people Obama deemed a threat to his New World Order agenda. It's not his, it's the elite, the international bankers. He's just a puppet. He was put in use, all right, to usher in that agenda. All right. And after that was Trump on the opposite side. Okay. He was controlled opposition. All right. He was used a part of their Hegelian dialectic. All right. Trump, you know, being a problem, and it caused the reaction, which was the division in the country, you know, to bring this place to chaos, division. So this is the solution. It says the killing machines were discreetly stored on military bases and FEMA barges floating concentration camps. And I guarantee you, these big tech controlled fact checking sites, you know, they're gonna say this is false. But they've been lying too freaking long. These is all facts, man. It says when in 2016 Trump rose to power and learned of the diabolical program, he at once had all guillotines destroyed. He intended to disseminate knowledge of the guillotines, but Pence and Bannon convinced him that disclosure would galvanize government distrust, regardless of who sat in the Oval Office. Now, Biden seeks to revive the guillotine initiative, according to two reliable sources in Biden's orbit. At 8 a.m. Wednesday, Biden and Kamala Harris had a conference call with Deanne Criswell, Biden's nominee for FEMA director and former New York City Emergency Management Commissioner. Criswell, the first female ever picked to lead the U.S. government's secret Gestapo, was often seen sitting beside New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio at COVID-19 84 briefings. An attaché to Governor Cuomo, Criswell was responsible for the tyrannical lockdowns New York has endured over the last 10 months. It was she who convinced Cuomo to trap sick elderly patients at decrepit nursing homes, resulting in the deaths of thousands upon thousands of senior citizens. So nefarious was Criswell that she advocated for disconnecting life support on critically ill hospitalized patients and storing the bodies in refrigerated trailers. Wow. Those not already dead slowly froze to death. I'm gonna read just a little more, and I'll leave a link to this in the description box. It says, when Biden told her he wants to get the guillotine program again to finish what Obama started, Criswell was all smiles and said that it was a great idea, but she didn't fully understand why he wants the guillotine. She thought, from what I understand of their conversation, they would use them to lop off heads of terminally ill CVID 1984 patients just prior to organ harvesting, a source told Real Raw News. So they're gonna so what exactly would you need this for a so-called public health crisis? Why would you need guillotines? Why is it now the time to bring those back? Because we already know. Okay? This man is out for blood. All right, let me get where's that at? This is Proverbs 29:10. It says, the bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. All right, and you know they're bloodthirsty, man. All right, and those of us that are waking up to his wickedness and returning to righteousness, you know, he's gonna go for go for blood. All right, he wants your head lobbed smooth off. You see, and this is this evil device that's intended against the Lord's righteous. All right, let me get Psalms 34. It's like Psalms 37 and 14. And it says, the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. All right. So that's who they want to slay, man. The righteous. Because they will not bow down to the image of the beast. All right. These men will no longer stay upon him who smote them, but stay upon the Holy One, YAHAWASHI. So this devil is big mad. Okay. Let's go from there to Psalms 94 and 20 and 21. Because all these laws, all these executive orders that have been signed in place for the enabling of these things. All right, while you people were celebrating and having inauguration parties and twerking, all right, these things were being mentioned or being signed into law. Okay, these things are being constructed. All right, for you cattle, you useless eaters. All right, and they finna enact those Noahide laws, man. So this is Psalms 94 and 20 says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Okay, and that's why we're gonna need our Heavenly Father's defense. And he is gonna defend us, man. He's gonna defend Holy Jerusalem, really the elect. Okay. So real quick, because I'm gonna leave a link to this in the description box. I could read the rest of it. Now here's a video right here where the Canadian government, you know, they published for there to be guillotines, you know, imported into their country in support of this whole pandemic crisis response. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video and let you listen. All right, this woman here bringing it out. All right, showing you that this is no longer a conspiracy theory. All right, this is not a game. This is all facts, man. This is reality.
Hope you're sitting down. Yeah, this is true. This isn't fake news. It's true. Canadian government publishes bid request for programmable hydraulic guillotines needed in support of Canada's response to COVID-19. What? Guillotines. Please tell me how a guillotine is needed to support Canada's response to COVID-19. They're already building all these centers, which are supposed to be quarantine centers. Yeah, they're all over the country. Quarantine centers. They've already hired the people that will attend to these quarantine centers. Or are these people that are not going to be going along with what the government has planned, and they'll need to deal with them another way? Well, let's continue on here. Here it is, programmable hydraulic guillotines. This is a actual website. It is very familiar to me, Government of Canada website, and this is buyandsell.gc.ca, and they are asking for, let's see, the Government of Canada needs products and services in support of Canada's response to COVID-19. Learn how to supply a need product or service. And this is what they need, programmable hydraulic guillotines. All right, so that's interesting, isn't it? And the Canadian government on its official acquisition website, buyandsell.gc.ca, is requesting bids for programmable hydraulic guillotines as part of products and services in support of Canada's response to COVID-19. Well, I guess if you chop someone's head off, then I guess they don't have to worry about having COVID, do they? No.
Yeah. So you see where it's at, man. All right, and this is showing you that we're coming into that evil day, man. Okay, we're coming into great evils, and if you call yourself a prophet and you're not talking about this, you're not being a watchman and giving warning, then the blood is going to be on your hands, man. This is Ezekiel 7 verse 5 and 6. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power, an only evil, behold, is come. An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come." So, what are we to do now that we're in the end? 1 Peter 4 verse 7, it says, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." Okay? Meaning, in other words, be circumspect, man. All right? Be circumspect, be sober-minded. Keep your third eye open and constantly pray, man. Pray for deliverance. Pray that the Lord, has mercy, man. All right. 2021 is finna be that year, man. We're coming. We're at the end of January, almost at the end of January, and you already see where everything is headed. This is gonna be far worse than 2020, man. All right, so hey, game plan, that shit is over with, man. We're in very solemn times right now. We're, as the scriptures say, there shall be perilous times, man. A time of danger. Okay. Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, "So then it's like you see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." Okay. And we see that, the world is under the control of the evil one. And he's making moves, man. This is basically his final war against the righteous. So, hey, now is high time to awake out of sleep. For our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Okay? Let us watch and be sober. And let us not sleep as do others. Okay? And all you do is that scoffed us over the years. You finna get quiet, man. Really, you already quiet, but you know, the Lord's gonna just furthermore prove, you know, that these prophecies are right in your face, especially when they make that chip mandatory. Then all this talk, all this arguing and back and forth, that shit is gonna cease. Then it's gonna be found who was true and who was false. All right, but anyway, you know, I'm gonna close out with that. You know, basically this is just kind of like a news and prophecy. You know, you see the brothers, you know, Elder Yashawamba and different other brothers, you know, they go into current events and news. Well, I just kind of want to, you know, go into the same thing, and this is mainly dealing with concentration camps and guillotines. All right, and now you're seeing that, you know, Esau's rolling them out. Because this is the beginning of them finally ushering in and implementing their new world order. All right, and we're what you would call insurgents according to this new world agenda, man. All right, so hey, you know, time for faith to increase. All right, to strengthen yourself. You know, we gotta, you know, constantly endure. Okay, it's time to put your full trust, man. Put all your eggs in the basket of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. All right. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. Hopefully this was edifying. Until the next lesson, I say shalom.